Welcome to the Mindset by Design podcast with your host, the expert Andy Murphy, where you will learn the tips, tricks, and strategies he teaches his world-class clients to give you the skills to dominate any business.
What's going on, Mindset by Design crew, and welcome to episode, this is a clip show. So it's not really a true episode. You can grab the full episodes always, every single week, and you can jump into those. But what we're going to do each week also in this regular feature is this could be clips of the previous episode. It could be lives I've done on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. It could be private sessions. It could be just awesome stuff. Now remember, what we're all about here at Mindset by Design is about building new behaviors, new ways of thinking, feeling, and acting using NLP, which I'm a world-class expert at, concepts and the understanding of neuroscience, and also behavioral psychology, influence, persuasion, peak performance, all of those things combined together to be able to retrain your conscious, unconscious mind and really change the brain, the nervous system to make you superhuman. That's it, right? Have you ever seen that movie Limitless? Right. What my job is to give you the tools and tactics to be able to, live a limitless life, have a limitless brain, and create the life and freedom that you truly want. I've done this for 20 years all over the world, and I've done it with people from Saudi Arabian royalty to Fortune 500 CEOs, people doing IPO, world champions, digital superstars, right? People that you know all over the internet. We've got NBC winners, Hollywood producers and actors. I can go on and on, But the idea is here to help you. We've been doing this for a long, long time, and we're just getting started. So today, this is a clip show, so enjoy, and I will see you at the end of the show. Oh, just before you jump into the show, make sure that you're hitting the show notes, because we've got constant awesome courses, live events, free things, awesome things to be able to make you really perform at your absolute best and create the life that you deserve. So make sure you hit those show notes up or head over right now to andymurphy.online. andymurphy.online. So enjoy, and I will see you at the end of the show. Okay, crew, okay. Let me jump in there. I love what David's saying there. Of course, he's a badass. But it's true, right? Because what people do is they get all motivated and pumped up, like I was talking about with the neurology before. And what happens is they get something in the brain. The brain replicates basically whatever it is around the most. So if you're around a pump-up seminar, it's beautiful because your brain starts to adapt to that new environment, those new beliefs, the energy of the people, right? So everything starts to change. But the challenge is the old patterns or behaviors are big, thick, strong, and easy to do, right? So what happens is when you start missing days because it's so hard, the pain, you've set the goal at your highest energy, and then you make these decisions about what you're going to do at your highest energy. And then when your energy is not that high or as high as that, then it's very easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it after, right? I'll do it later on. And the challenge, because of that, how habits are formed through micro steps, is that you then start to allow the other patterns in the brain to start taking over, because that was the default setting, right? It's a set point. And what we're trying to do is move that set point to something else, right? And when we can understand that, what we want to be able to do is actually train a new pattern in the brain to win. to win, because all neurology wants to do is loop. The brain software just wants to loop and complete. So when we can understand that and go, okay, well, if I allow these smaller steps to create wins, those wins then create a new habit, because they'll go into something called an unconscious competent, where a habit is formed. It becomes automatic, and at that point then it becomes easier and easier to break the old pattern and make a new decision, even in the moment, right? Not even dependent on the feeling you're having in that moment. It just becomes so automatic. It becomes a routine. It becomes what you do. And that's what he's talking about. So rather than shooting for the stars, shoot for the moon. The moon's way closer. You probably hit that, right? It's the same with, everyone talks about being a billionaire these days. The most random thing. Why wouldn't you want to be a millionaire or a decamillionaire? Well, there's a lot more of those, isn't there? That's way more achievable. So when he talks about that, what we need to understand in a business context is be able to set achievable goals when we start anything, including on your program. You want to get people to feel like they're winning straight away. You want to do it for yourself. So when we can feel that absolute change inside of us straight away, then we know we're getting results, which means that we're more motivated to do it again. Does that make sense? I hope so.
This is a lifestyle. This is guaranteed. This is temporary. This, you watched a video, you got excited. This, you watch a motivational video, go, oh my God, I'm going to go take over the world. And then you come back down. This is temporary. This is permanent. It's mathematically impossible for you to think that life is dramatically going to change by you making temporary changes. It's not. It's the permanent changes. Now, when it comes down to permanent changes, the problem why so few of us make permanent changes is because we put the pressure of trying to change 7 different areas, and you ain't gonna do it. Permanent changes don't work if you do 7 different things at a time. Permanent changes work if you do one thing at a time. So years ago in 2013, 2012, I had an emergency meeting in a hotel in Glendale, California, and I brought everybody in. I introduced a new concept. It was called DMAs, Daily Monitoring Activity. What's Daily Monitoring Activity? Here's what I want you to do. What's your biggest day in phone calls? One guy said, I made 300 calls in a day. Awesome. What's your biggest day in running sales appointments? I ran 8 appointments in a day. Great. What's your biggest day in going out there and prospecting? I got 128 new numbers in a day at a networking event that was held at a convention center, and here's a business card. It's great. But here's what the DMA is. What's the DMA? No matter what you do, I don't care if you're not in the right mood. I don't care if the Lakers lost. I don't care if things are not going your way. No matter what, I want you to make 50 calls a day. I want you to run, no matter what, 4 appointments a day. I want you to, no matter what, prospect 5 people a day. Oh, I can do that. I know you can do that. It's not that I don't think you can do that. But I want you to do that 200 days this year out of 365. Oh, well, that's, I said exactly. But what I'm telling you is the closest thing to guaranteed success, because it's permanent change, not temporary change. So for you, if you're sick and tired of the cyclical cycle you have in a business, start by making one massive permanent change today in your business and your life, and you'll be blown away by what's going to happen. Now, if you're a little bit more ambitious and you want to do more, do 3, but don't do anything more than 3 and stick to it and see what happens to your.
Okay, crew, let me jump in there. So what you've got to understand about also setting goals, right? Or a vision, or what he talks about is these daily monitoring activity. That's badass, right? I love it. I call it a baseline, whether it's a baseline income or baseline what you're going to do. The truth is we can get caught up in those daily activities, and it can, well, we can lose sight of the reason why we're doing it, or the driver, or the emotional connection to taking that action, right? So we can anchor or link those things together. But the truth behind it is it becomes very easy sometimes to make old decisions because old behaviors are more dominant in the brain and nervous system. Remember? That makes sense, right? So because it's like that, we have to also use our ability to be able to control our perspective, right? From internal to external, Sure, from extrinsic to intrinsic, right? Or the other way around, I should say, intrinsic to extrinsic, inside out. And also, then we've got to be able to, as we're doing the work, to be able to look up and step out. So we're looking from a detached point of view, or a third-party perspective, or 1,000-foot view, and understand or remind ourselves or connect this physical action that we're doing right now, these micro steps, into the bigger picture of what the purpose is of why we're doing this. Otherwise, we can lose the drive, we can lose the passion, we can lose the focus, we can lose those decisions that we want, right, to do something different. And that's a skill that I love to teach people, but it's also a skill that you've got to learn for yourself, as well as if you come in the academy or coaching or whatever it is. You've got to learn this skill. And so if you're seeing, for example, with sales, if you're seeing like 8 people a day and you get 6 no's, right? You know, that repetition, it's like getting hit in the head a lot. It doesn't feel good. You know, it really doesn't, especially if we're emotionally connected to each one of those calls. And the challenge is, because we're in doing it, right? We're in the trenches, we're in doing the work. It's very easy to get caught up in a different way of seeing the world. And so before those last 2 calls, if you, again, reset yourself, put yourself into a new state, created a new outcome, created a new emotions, got clear on the outcome, but the bigger picture, got clear on who you are then, brought it back to now, and then jumped on that call with a very clear objective, but in the right energy, with the right focus, with the right belief. It's going to affect the words that you say, how you say them. And when we can do that, you'll probably close the next 2 deals, right? Just very simple for you salespeople out there. So when we can understand that, it creates that constant motivation. So then it's very easy, what he calls daily monitoring activity, I call a baseline. So it becomes very easy to do that, because each time you do that, or it's like getting those last 2 deals where, you know, out of 10 you close 3. Or you close 7, right, out of those 10. So if that's normal for you and you're not hitting that, then you understand that something's wrong inside of you. It's never the leads, although the leads can be shitty sometimes. It's never that. What it's generally to do with is it's always you. Everybody can be closed. Everybody, right? It's just not necessarily for everybody, right? So that's pre-qualifying before you do anything. So at the end of the day, everyone can be closed. It just depends. If it's a right fit for them, they can afford it, right? Or even if they can't afford it to the degree, but they're so focused on that bigger picture and it's right for them and they can stretch themselves and achieve that, then they can be closed, right? Ethically closed. Okay, crew, there we go, the end of another clip show. I really hope you enjoyed it. You got lots of good stuff from it. And again, if you want to go back and check the previous episode, well, it's waiting for you there. And speaking of waiting for you there, you've got to make a decision. That's how much do you want the next stage of your life? Do you want to have that limitless brain? Do you want to be like a Jedi? Do you want to be part superhuman? Do you want to take your business life to a whole new level with influence, persuasion, peak performance, and neuroconditioning? Well, I'm sure you do. This is how we scale businesses from 5, 6, 7, 8 figures plus. This is how I've worked with the top people in the world, and I just want to share some of their secret strategies with you. So the next thing you need to do, very simple, nice and easy, just simply go to the links. That's it. Hit the show notes up, see what's available for you today, and also make sure that you're heading over to andymurphy.online. Why? Because we got articles, we got videos, we got content all for you sitting right there, and so many options to help you get to that next stage, to win, finally win, or take your business and life to a whole different level. Sound good? Awesome, that's waiting for you there. And make sure that you're finding me on social media. It's very easy. It's Andy Murphy Mindset. Type that in, you got me. Or Andy Murphy NLP, Andy Murphy Mindset. Either way, you can find me all over social. Make sure that you're connecting, make sure that you're hanging out, and make sure that you're writing me an awesome review somewhere. Spotify, Apple, or any other platform. I love you for it. They love me for it, and it means I can keep pumping out this awesome content. Okay, do that right now, and until the next time, much love. Have an amazing week, and oh yeah, one more thing. Why don't you smile for me and keep kicking ass?
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of the Mindset by Design podcast with your host and NLP expert, Andy Murphy. We'll catch you next time.